All right, we're going to continue with our media availabilities. We are now joined by William Byron, driver of the number 24 Chevrolet for Hendrick Motorsports. If you have a question, please raise your hand and we'll get you a wireless mic. We'll start over here with Holly.
Good morning, William. I'm Holly Kane with the NASCAR Wire Service. I wanted to ask you what it's kind of like for you as a young man coming up in the sport and doing very well to now being what I keep hearing over and over again is really the championship favorite. How's that kind of been for you, and do you feel any different? Are you approaching things any different? What is that kind of change in mindset?
It's been nice. I mean, I think that we've put a lot of work in to get to this point, and I feel like it's just been a slow evolution and process to get to this spot. So, I don't reflect a whole lot, but I feel like I am proud of the work we've put in and the fact that we've gotten our race team to where it is. And, now's a good chance to show all that we've done to this point. So, yeah, I'm excited for it. I think, I still have a lot of years ahead of me, and I feel like I'm really young in this sport. So it's just starting to really click. So that's nice.
Cole Kusman with Arizona Republic. William, we got 2 mile-and-a-half tracks in this round of 8. You obviously got the 2 wins, and then you also have 4 top 5s on top of that. What's been the difference maker for you at these style tracks, I guess kind of putting you in a league of your own in a way?
I feel like our simulation is good for these tracks. We've been able to lean pretty heavily on Chevy for advice and information on these tracks, and I think that's helped us. So I feel like that's probably where it started early in the year. Back in January or February when we started working on Vegas, and then we just started to develop a consistent package for all these tracks. And I'd say we lost our way a little bit in the summer on some of the faster tracks, but I feel like after that we kind of reined back into what we know and improved it slightly, and here we are. So it's you never know what to expect. I'm just kind of intrigued to see how we unload and how that balance is, and then we just have to fine tune from there. And with this car, luckily, you're never really too far off, so you just gotta fine tune those little details to get better.
And then Jerry.
Jerry Jordan, KickingTheTires.net. Remember, whatever you say now, they'll play back at the end of the season. So do you feel like a championship favorite?
I don't know yet. That's for you guys to decide. I just go out there and drive, and for me, it's one step at a time. It really is, and so for me, it's all about practice here today. I don't know what we're gonna unload with. I feel confident in how we've prepared and what it feels like. It feels great in the virtual world, and hopefully that applies. And it felt great here last time. So we just got to see, and take it one step of each step of this round. And I'm not looking too far ahead, honestly.
You go in next week to Homestead and then to Martinsville. Talk about tackling Homestead. It's a track that some drivers like to run real high at. I don't know if that's really your style, but your thoughts on going into there.
Yeah, I mean, I've done it before, but I don't think in the Cup car it's maybe as comfortable for me, but I do feel like I'm capable of running well at Homestead, having won a Cup race there and last year qualifying on the pole. So it's just a place that is within our wheelhouse. It's just a matter of how good we can be there. So, I think we can realistically have a chance to compete and fight for a win there. But we just have to kind of focus on that next week and just kind of see where we're at after Vegas. So I don't know yet, but I feel like we can be pretty solid at Homestead for sure.
All right, Zach, and then Jeff.
William, we're in a stretch now where you've won at each of these next four tracks. What's the confidence like for you personally? And I know you're not looking too far ahead, but does that help bolster the hope to get the championship where maybe a championship is kind of the only acceptable outcome for this 24 team?
Yeah, I mean, I think the blueprint is there for success, but the thing I always caution is things change and evolve, and teams and drivers, improve. And so we have to kind of take that next step at all these racetracks coming up. But yeah, it's nice to have a blueprint of, hey, we've been here before, we've been fast, we kind of know what balance is achievable and what we want to have in our car. But getting there is a definitely a different challenge. So yeah, I don't maybe look at it that much, but it is nice to know that and have that comfort that I know how to get around these tracks.
All right, Jeff.
Last year, obviously with the first year of the next gen, the setups were changing so fast that I think I recall people talking about, like, from Vegas spring race to Vegas fall race, like if you took that same setup that somebody would win with, it would run like 30th. Do you have any idea of the pace of how things are changing this year with setup wise? Like if you guys brought back your winning setup, from the spring, like would it still do okay here, or have things evolved too quickly?
Things have evolved for sure. I don't think it's the rate that it was last year by any means, but I think that it still is definitely different. So for us, we're not bringing a similar car. I'm sure there are characteristics in the car that are similar or the same, but I'm sure there's also a lot of things that are kind of different in their own right. So it's probably more so little details than last year. It was more big things and kind of learning the aero balance of that car and all those things. But I think this year it will be quite a bit different than the spring race because of the weather too. It's 86 tomorrow, and in the spring I think it was around 65. So it's going to be different.
All right, go ahead.
I think I may be redundant here, but we'll try ask it anyway. Tom Zaleski, Iron County Today. You won here in the spring, so are you basically starting from a blank slate this weekend?
Yes and no. I think I obviously know how to get around the racetrack, and that's nice. And I know where I want to hit my marks and how I want the car to feel. But the grip in the track's probably going to be different. It's probably going to be less, and the bumps might be worse, and all those things might factor in. So it's going to take something a little bit different. The groove might move up or move around. In the spring, it was middle 1 and 2 and bottom 3 and 4 mostly. So it could be different. It could be bottom 1 and 2 or top 3 and 4. So you just got to figure out what those lines are and what your car is going to need to have.
All right, and then we'll finish up with Kelly.
Kelly, CrandallRacer.com. William, with the bonus points and being the #1 seed coming into the playoffs, the first 2 rounds obviously went very well for you guys. Were you 100% those 2 rounds, or because you had the bonus points, were you maybe 80 to 90, just saying we don't need to hit home runs, we just need to, not shoot ourselves in the foot, if that makes sense? How did you guys approach those 2 rounds?
The first round, we were kind of finding our way a little bit with the setups and our car, and I thought we weren't, we definitely weren't at potential, and we were okay with that. I think we were okay with running 7th, 8th, 9th, and getting a top 5 here and there, just advancing, and then the second round we knew we needed to take it another step up, and we did. So I think this next round is the same thing. It's going to take another step to be better. We're going to have to be faster. We're going to have to execute better races. So it's just going to take one more step of what we've already done. So we can't really look back at, although the last round was amazing, we can't look back at that and say, oh, we just need to do exactly like that. We probably need to do that and maybe a little bit better.
So that was going to be my follow-up. Now with this round being, okay, it's make or break to get to the championship. This round has to be 100% or 100% or 110% from here on out. It has to be everything.
Yeah, it's just all the details, right? It's not, I don't push the car any harder. I don't drive any differently, but it's all the details that make up the car and the race. So, we don't want to show up today and over push or do anything that would make a mistake, but we just know that the details are that much more important.